and welcome to the LARP News Podcast with myself, Bungle, my wonderful co-host Millie, and once again we have dragged him to join us, the lovely Ian.
Hello!
You can't get rid of him these days.
No, look.
No, he keeps coming round, scratching at the door, asking for food.
Please, can I have some more?
Bubbles.
Yeah. I literally did I got another shipment of bubbles in today, actually, which I have to prep up for handing out.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, like, it's just such a Talus thing. But anyway, what are we talking about, Bungle and Ian?
We are talking about Pre-Larp E4.
Pre-Larp E4, last one of the year.
Last
event of the year.
It's an exciting one, isn't it? It's been I mean, how do you guys feel about the year? I suppose, obviously, we'll focus on Empire, but I suppose it goes more broadly that because you guys have done so many other LARPs as well on top.
Well, Millie's done so many others.
You've done a few as well, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, like looking back at the year and kind of coming into this, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm coming in as a completely new character.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Go on then, take it away. Who are you going to be?
I'm going to be Gwithian.
Nice.
Because I love going for confusing, difficult names for people to remember and pronounce.
Honestly.
Because I'm a bastard.
Yes.
This one is a little bit easier, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it was the keys, but it was spelt Gaius and name was actually Gaius. A whole backstory there. I think I've explained that before in previous podcasts. Yeah. So yeah, this one, a more traditional name. I'm sure people will come up with some way of shortening it. I think I've given Millie permission just to call me Gwith if need be.
Mm. And you're kind of heading back into the guide game again, aren't you? But you're mixing it up.
Not so heavily.
Right.
I have taken dedication and anointing in loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this time around I'm probably going to try and go a bit more into the healery type game. Might look about doing some stuff down at the hospital maybe.
Oh, exciting.
So that'll be good.
Hospital's really good fun, actually.
Should be fun. Should be interesting.
Like the hospital game is something that I've always wanted to get into, so I think it would be fun for you.
Yeah, I think it seems interesting. So yeah, I keep meaning I'm meant to go along at E3, but lost track of time to the. They do a new player's introduction at the hospital on the Friday afternoon, so I'm going to try and make my way along to that. So if you see me wandering around just before that time and I'm not heading that way, turn me that way and point me towards it, please.
Oh, that's awesome. That'd be really cool, actually. Like, I spent a little bit of time in the hospital back when I first started. But I never sort of wended my way back, but it was like really, really good fun while I was there. So yeah, that'd be really cool to touch on that.
Yeah, I've also given up the ambidextrous, which I'd had from the start with keys. I am now shield and an axe.
Nice.
So a little bit more protected, and I will be, if I go to the field again, I will be wearing my chainmail.
So
I've learned that lesson. Armor up, or you die to arrows.
So you're a physic then, right? You've gone that route.
Yeah, I've got physic. Yes, basically I've got shield, physic, and the dedication and the ability to anoint.
Nice.
Which is quite useful to be able to actually do anointings if need be, depending on the battle stuff. Like if there's any like certain miasmas, you can get rid of with anointing.
Yeah. That's really cool, dude.
So,
that'd be great.
So yeah, and so I've changed from ambition to loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I've got a few things planned for this event. Namely, I need to get the stuff for Karo's shield to be done, because that needs to be done between E4 and E1 to be re-upped.
And that's like a task that's been left to you from Keys, essentially.
Yes, basically, Keys has passed on that task to me, magically, through the art of deathbed letters.
Yeah,
we'll say. So it's because I basically want to keep that shield either constantly stocked up with what it is, or if I can get hold of the Ilium to get it turned into a relic to stay with the nation.
Well, I think it's an interesting point, isn't it? Because there's like obviously the desire to play a different character, but then there's also the kind of, you have personal goals and things that you want to see realised, and it's about finding that. And it's different for everybody, I think, but it's about finding that level of like how much do you want to shift things up? How much do you want to sort of pursue those old agendas and all those kind of things?
Yeah, it's sort of that feeling of unfinished business a little bit, because obviously, I mean, I knew Keys wasn't going to last forever and I was going to retire him at some point, but it was probably going to be after he'd sorted the stuff out with the Shield. So I feel like a little bit obliged to get that sorted, because it's something that I want to keep giving to the nation, ideally. And like I say, if I can get it relicked, then that's done.
Yeah. So was it always in your mind then, like if you got the Shield sorted, that you would then, that would be kind of retirement after that?
Quite possibly, yeah. Once the Shield was done, I think that was when that would have been Keys' whole arc.
Yeah.
And then perhaps like I've respect from Warrior into Priest. It's like I don't really need to do much more with this character. I mean, I would love to have kept him going on and just basically had him spec'd out on absolutely everything with the amount of XP I could have gathered. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Occasionally you cark it.
Oh gosh.
The other main difference is I am coming back as a changeling.
Oh yeah, you got your horns, didn't you?
Welcome to the beautiful changeling club.
Oh hell yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I'll try and rival your chaos, but I don't think I quite can.
I don't think anybody can quite rival Agnes chaos. Let's be honest.
No.
Oh god.
How about you, Millie? Have you got much on going into this one?
A little bit. I think I'm planning, given the emotional turmoil that I have experienced over the last 3 summits, I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a relax. I'm gonna go in again with Rowan of the Waystone Path and be their proxy. Have a bit of a catch up about the Senate game, see what's occurring. I think, given I've done quite a few LARPs this year, as we said, and I've done far too much work recently, so I think I'm going to try and keep as relaxed as possible on this one.
Sure.
But yeah, I think...
Yeah.
So you're just going to be a proxy to a senator who, it's just fairly chill.
Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing going on. It's all good. I know that there's a lot going on around Agni. And there's definitely like a lot going on at Empire this event. But no, I think I'm going to be quite chill. I'm going to run around. I'm going to really put my head into Senate. I really want to go to the library this summit. Actually, I don't know if they're still there.
Oh, it's not. It's really nice in there. You should both go. Yeah. It's really, really nice. You can check out my book. It's in there.
I love it in that library. It's great. So I haven't been at all this year. I think I went once in my first year, so I didn't go last year then. But yeah, I'm going to try go to the library, buy some books, use my 10 thrones that I've got to good use, and just buy loads and loads of books. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't actually know if you can buy books, actually.
You can,
I don't know how it works.
You can from the... Yeah,
there's
some for sale, and then there's also just the group ones. That you have to you have to read within the library walls, I think. But I'm not too sure.
Yeah. It's an awesome place anyway. It's definitely worth going. Being that it's a bit of a busman's holiday, I tend not to go sort of too much in there, but it was nice to sort of dip in and see it. Like it's cool to see it all kind of come together.
And I think the weather's going to be quite nice this weekend. I'm hoping. So it should be nice, and then therefore,
looking at the weather reports, it should be quite dry.
And
hopefully,
therefore,
touch wood.
paper books will be fine.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian? What are you doing?
I'm looking forward to hanging out. Oh, me. I'm looking forward to actually hanging around with you, actually, because obviously, being that we are kind of the oldest Ashbournes now, it'd obviously be great to be introduced to your character. As well, Bung. But I think it's a strange space being Talis at this point, because it's like I am the last OG Ashbourne, and getting into his headspace and approaching the event and getting back into it, I'm like, Talis is weirdly kind of like okay, but if you dig deep beneath the surface, he's probably not okay, right? But like he's holding it together at the moment because that's kind of what he's always had to do. So yeah, it's interesting. Like for me, it's sort of throwing myself into all the sort of regular stuff. There, as I say, I have a new shipment at Bubbles. We have a engagement party that we're going to, so I'm getting cupcakes and stuff ready for that. I got some stuff to make them nice and green and gold, as all things should be, and stuff like that. There's a dance thing happening in Navarre that I want to go to, and I'm going to try and pursue the idea of getting my Wayhouse built in Rykos, which is a place in Highgard.
Of course, because we got that new opportunity thing last summer.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it's basically the Wayhouses, for people who don't know, they're basically an opportunity for Navarre to build structures in other nations' territories. And what they basically do is increase the revenue of that region by a throne, which obviously isn't a huge amount, but it is something. And it allows Navarre citizens to then benefit from, at no detriment to the people who are there, to benefit from the great works that are in those territories. So Rykos is particularly awesome. It has like lots of kind of cool things. So hopefully we can get it built and do that there. It's always a bit weird kind of talking about your kind of prospective plans and things on the podcast, because I don't want to kind of sound like I'm selling it here. But so that's it's kind of it's a weird thing to kind of go into trying to build something. It's not something I've really tried to do before. And getting money together, obviously last time we had the whole Ephesus Scales thing really that we did. That was really fun. It was nice. You were so good, by the way. Like doing all the stuff going into the Hall of Worlds was hilarious. She had me clucking like a chicken, guys. Jumping up and down on my on one leg.
And hey, now ask any person that can get into the Hall of Worlds. Like that is how you get in.
I believe it.
Understand.
Talis believes. No, it was really good fun.
Talis.
Really. I'm not actually sure he does believe, but he's kind of doing it for your benefit, and he doesn't mind. I kind of like it. He's kind of like Talis actually doesn't mind being the fool, which is kind of fun. It's actually. It's this whole year has been a really nice process of realizing that like it's actually there's it's very pleasant to play Talis. He's he lets me emotionally go all over the place, but he's actually fundamentally like a good person, right? And a lot of his good attributes are basically like Ian-y things, which I quite like about Ian, and so that it's nice. It's a really enjoyable place to play. I get to play with amazing people and. Yeah, my game's awesome. I think, like, I genuinely feel for someone who has no hat, no power, no real wealth or resources or anything, I kind of feel like I've won the game in many ways. Like, I turn up and I'm a green and gold boy who has a great time. I love watching you. I love watching you be Talis. It's so fun. Like just seeing how everybody responds to you and to your RP, and like seeing, especially at the fashion show, which I know isn't on this event. No, it's not this event. No, but I'll be doing the Fawns Cup, so I'll be there handing out cupcakes and cheering on Navarre. That'll be that. So there's always something to do. I have a
God,
PR agent.
Really?
But I'm getting this
when
event.
Did this happen?
Yeah, I've got a PR agent. You'll find out in play, but it's just some fun play. It's just so good. Like I have almost like it's so funny playing like this kind of Z-list celebrity. It's amazingly fun.
Well, I almost see Talis like Norm from Cheers. Like any time you walk into an anvil, they know who you are and will go Talis. It's like, except for perhaps the Blind Eye, where the captain will go and hide somewhere.
Yeah. I'll win him over.
Yeah.
You'll see. But yeah, no. Other than that, I mean, I've actually been toying around with the idea of potentially joining Black Scar if they'll have me.
Talis.
Which is like, it's a Fawnborn, so it's like you can join it as an Ashborn. So I wouldn't like stop being an Ashborn.
Well, they keep trying to get the Ashborn into it.
Yeah, because I hang around with them a lot, and I like with Farron being there. He's like family, basically, is the way that Talis sees it.
Yeah.
So, and being that I've kind of lost everybody in that sense, I think that would be kind of, but you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah, like all of the OG Ashbourne,
all of
right?
the OG Ashbourne and stuff, and obviously you'll be doing Senator game stuff. So yeah, I think that's something I want to do. I've kind of been toying around with it. Who knows? They might not want me, of course. So I might try and offer myself. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. But yeah,
throw yourself on their pity.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Pity is not the word. Any Thornborn would be lucky to have you. Ian.
Oh, would they? Well, there you go.
Yeah. Would you? So what did you guys do in downtime? Because we all have military units, don't we?
I sent mine off to Battle Druge.
Was that the Thurunin opportunity? Nice.
Thurunen's my territory.
So we were all together. We were all together for downtime.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, we could even say we were all together. All that's, I don't know. It'd be kind of, we'll have to kind of work with how you want to bring your character in, I suppose. Bung.
Well, yeah, basically because obviously I'm playing as a relation of my previous character. Could say that basically I met you guys in Thurunin fighting alongside you guys under the Ashbourne banner.
Yeah. Does anyone know what happened with the outcome of that one?
I haven't read the winds because I'm a very bad person.
I haven't read the winds because I'm also a very bad person.
I can do this.
To recall.
I can find it. Irreconcilable differences.
I think it's not awful, but it's not good.
Dear.
Yeah, I think we've managed to push them back a certain amount.
Oh yeah. I think it's actually better, but that doesn't mean better.
It's better, but
Millie of the future editing this episode. Tell us your wisdom. Oh my god, I was already on my way to Empire. Definitely not editing in the car though, I promise. The Winds of War that we're all talking about, but that we had all neglected to read before we even recorded Pre-Larp, was Blood and Mire. And it talked about I think it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 armies that came to Thurunin to crush the Druge. And we succeeded in pushing back the Druge armies, but one thing that we all forgot about was the cauldron pouring out onto Thurunin soil. So now there are 2 areas in Thurunin that have pretty negative effects on them. Lower Tarn Valley and Eastring. The Druge have been pushed back, but we're still fighting there, and the Tower Jacks have established temporary forts within Peak Edge Song. So that has given rise to our battle opportunity to continue fighting the Druge in Thurunin. And there are some pretty cool RP effects. So if you or any of your military units went to Thurunin in downtime, have a look at that. It's really interesting, and it's a very good read. Now, stop delaying me. I've got to go on my way.
Thanks, future Millie.
And knowing is half the battle.
She sounds so professional.
So wise.
But talking of the stuff going on in Thurunin, we've obviously got battle opportunities coming up for the next weekend. As standard, there's 3 options the generals will be picking from. One of which is in Madruga, which is Freeborn territory, so Brass Coast. Break the Gathering Storm versus the Children of the Rex, which are going to be former Grendel soldiers and former citizens of the Brass Coast League, Highguard and Urizen. Is who the Empire will be fighting. That can only happen on the Saturday. And to learn more about that, read The Gathering Storm Wind. There's one that can be done either day against the Jotun in Mornwald. Rouse the Morn's Defenders, which, to learn more about that, is 60 Years Gone. And finally, the one that can only be done on the Sunday, which I'm sure every single person who's Navari is trying to push that we should do.
Yeah.
Thurunin, Sweet Glades Ash Border.
Aye, to the death in Thurunin.
Which obviously will be fighting against the Druge. That'll be on a Sunday. Gwithian is very hoping that we do that one because obviously he wants to avenge his brother's death at the hands of the Druge.
Yeah.
Last time he was in Thurunin. And to learn more about that is all along the lakeside.
What are the Wreckers? Who are they?
Children of the Rex. It's a motley mix of fighters from across the Bay of Katazar.
Oh, okay.
So it's mostly like former Grendel, because obviously Grendel's now at. No, they're not at peace with us, are they?
No,
but
very much not.
It's actually.
Oh, so it's like
Grendel.
a mix of Grendel and former Freeborn, right?
Mm.
Yeah, former Freeborn. Also, and here is former citizens of the Brass Coast, the League, Highguard, and Urizen.
That's pretty cool.
It is
they
interesting.
asked the EMUs to bring us orcs, and they want it to be majority orcs, but there will be human roles available, which will be folded into units led by the skirmish team.
Ah.
So it's something slightly different than we normally get, which would normally be purely an orc force with the occasional human sort of assistant, healer or water carrier or something. Whereas this one seems to actually there may be actual units of human.
That'd be cool.
Fighting.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to take the battlefield this event.
I'm toying with non-comming as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's so much going on, and also like my knees playing up a little bit at the moment, so I might.
Then don't take the battlefield if your knee's already playing up.
Yeah.
Don't risk it.
Well, I mean, it's all right. It's just like I've been sprinting around on it for a while, but it's just like kind of need. I've got work on the Monday.
Yeah, take the weekend to rest a bit more. You'll be doing walking enough as it is at Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I never wear my step counter while I'm at Empire. I dread to see how many steps I take.
Oh, I did last time. I did 35,000 steps on one day.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it's like whoever said LARP is not a valid form of exercise, incorrect.
Dude,
yep.
I do a lot of walking at LARP.
Yeah, right. But you also don't just walk; you saunter. You flounce.
Well, dude, it takes me a while to get places. I just get talking to people as well. So I don't know if it actually really counts as exercise. And there's lots of like walking and then talking and then walking and then talking and then eventually getting where I'm going very late. But I love it. It's great.
I think it's going to be good. A little PSA there for the players who are not aware of how cold it might be as well. Please bring warmth for the night times.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring my hand warmers. Because also it's supposed to like really drop down.
Yeah, there's the weather I was watching this morning was saying over the weekend it may even get to below freezing.
Oh no! This is
so yeah. I will be having my sleeping bag and all of my blankets that I love to sleep under.
Yeah.
Empire.
Hey, do you want to know a secret about sleeping bags and blankets?
Wrap a blanket around yourself inside the sleeping bag.
Yes, put it inside your sleeping bag because sleeping bag materials are designed to work with air pockets in between the fibres within the sleeping bag itself. So compressing it with a blanket on top actually reduces its thermal capacity. There you are. There you're welcome,
there
everyone.
You
are.
Yeah.
Wow, she's an information machine.
Honestly,
just lore bomb after lore bomb.
It's because we're currently recording.
Really
we're recording at my workplace. Well, not you guys aren't there, but I'm recording my audio at my workplace, so I'm kind of in work mode at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that's definitely worth investing in is sleeping bag liners.
Yes. Oh my god, they're so good.
Yeah.
And thick socks, and bring extra pairs of socks for if your feet get damp.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll let you guys.
Plenty of socks.
I'll let you guys in on a secret. My little long dark purchase to myself is a brand new bell tent with a little wood burning stove.
Ooh.
So come next year, I'm going to be so warm, and I'm so excited.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, dude, that is exciting.
Yeah, I'm also going to go like I've got plans. I'm doing interior decorating inside my tent, so I'm going to go full in character. Nice little tent space. I'm very excited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I might do
really nice.
I might do a bit of online content for our Patreons as a little tent makeover maybe. With like product lists and stuff, but that sounds a lot like professional podcaster content, and I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting year because going into next year, because I'm helping out a bit with Menhir's Fate, which is the new LARP that's kind of taking place next year. I'm not exactly sure how many empires I'm going to do or which empires I'm going to do. I might end up doing all of them. I might end up just doing some of them. I haven't really sort of decided in my mind yet.
Yeah, I'm a bit...
So kind of closing out this year is kind of like... I'm treating this one a kind of bit more like you were saying, Millie, to an extent. Like I'm this is a bit more of a social one for me. I'm kind of going to celebrate the year.
Yeah, I think we kind of touched on it on our Sunday episode last event, with the fact that there's so much change coming into the like Fest LARP scene next year. I think a lot of people are kind of going forward into the Long Dark with a bit of trepidation, because obviously we know some things about Menhirs, we don't know everything yet, and you know, when ticket costs come out, when rules come out, you never know how people are going to react, respond. I know a lot of our friendship group are giving up Empire so that they can do Menhirs. Then I myself am going to try and do 2 Curious Pastimes next year as well. So like, I love Empire, I love being there, but I just don't know, with a lot of our friendship group kind of heading off and doing other things, I don't know if I would want to do Empire anymore. I don't know. I love doing it.
It's a tough one. I think that's the thing. I really love the game. It's just I can only do so many LARPs in a year, but at the same time, like, because I'll be crewing Menhirs, I also want to be a player, right? I want to have that experience to keep my hand in as a player. Yeah. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
But yes, that kind of makes going into E4, that does like make me want to kind of just enjoy the ambience and the kind of experience of Empire as much as I can, and really kind of squeeze some juice out of it.
Yeah.
And just go into some like there's some really cool interpersonal RP that I want to kind of do with a bunch of people.
I definitely want more Talus time. How dare you?
100%, dude. We must. We must.
We shall.
Now we did put feelers out for some questions, didn't we?
We did. And by golly, did they answer.
It did.
Like, look at this.
I'm always astonished when it, because like we used to have this where we put questions out and it'd be like, is anybody going to respond? But you guys are always amazing. Honestly, and respond with really cool questions. Actually,
I think we'll ask the very serious one from our good friend Angus first. Is it true, Bungle, that Keys went out like a chump?
Well, like I said on that post, I was going to reply there. No, in my opinion, in Keys' opinion, he went out much like Demarian did, defending other people and making sure they got safe rather than himself, and put him in a very selfless act. So unless Angus thinks Demarian went out like a chump, Keys did not go out like a chump.
No, he went out like a hero.
I'd say like you got
sacrificed himself.
You got a really cool death. I was especially. Yeah. I always love it hearing about like when orcs or Grendel or through oh my god words, so either the Grendel or the Druge or anybody that we're fighting against, whenever someone comes up to you and deliberately goes and interacts with you, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, especially like sort of like, so how long you got left now then? Not long. And then them counting me down.
Oh gosh, it's so dramatic, dude.
Yeah. And having my corpse flying at the Imperial lines.
I don't want to think about when Agni dies, but I'd like to think that she goes out in a bit of a blaze of glory. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any other way that Agni would go out.
Yeah, it's so tough.
Going down fighting as well, definitely.
I think
yeah,
it's a weird one. It's definitely a strange one. I don't like. I was talking to my non-LARPer friends about this, and I don't know if you guys ever talk to your non-LARPer friends about character deaths or something. But when you're like, because like I come to work the day after a LARP, and they're like, "Oh, how was your weekend?" And I go, "Oh yeah, brilliant. My husband died." And they're like, "What?" And you just go, "Oh yeah, no, sorry, not my real husband. I don't have a real husband." But and it's like
in character, I was married, and they're now dead.
Or how was this last weekend's event? Oh yeah, no, my best friend and employer died. What? It's a really weird one, isn't it?
Yeah. Talking about like having funerals and like giving speeches and stuff. It's very strange. I don't know. I spend like there's a reasonable amount of time that gets spent, and has been for a while, thinking about like Talus's death.
Yeah.
I suppose it's going into last session, I'd kind of almost talked myself into, maybe if something happened in Faroon and I would come in Terminal, which I'm pleased I didn't do in the end.
Yeah.
And there's so much game in the character, but at the same time, it's like you don't, like with you, Bung, you don't always get the choice as well. So it's like something might happen really suddenly, and it might even be something like how like with the Cold Sun, where they literally just burn your soul out, right? So there's no coming back terminal and going, and I mean, it can be stuff like that. So it's like all of these visions of what my death might be like are kind of so hard to, they're kind of very wispy enigmas of reality, so it's in reality you just have to face it when it comes. So, I mean,
but
yeah, definitely,
which is literally part of the whole role-playing thing, right? Like,
right, next question. Which one do you want to ask him?
Should we start from the top and work our way down?
Unbelievable behaviour, but yes.
To keep track?
It might be different orders for everyone, but just choose someone and ask a question.
We'll start with Ovi. He has here, how much is Agni going to cry at the telling?
Oh, yeah.
And what is Bungle thinking of the character direction? Example, priesting, militia, and senate. We've answered some of those, but talking about the funeral, I think, is and the telling is quite interesting.
I'll be honest. I think Agni's all cried out. Like Millie certainly is. I think
we had a lot of emotional RP with it at
and
E3,
I think as well, like I was thinking about this a lot, and I have been thinking about this a lot, and I think that, like Talis, the way that Agni's becoming is very pragmatic about death. I think she's kind of becoming a bit numb to it now, which I'm quite excited to experience and look into at E4. I think it's going to come out in a couple of really interesting ways. Certainly, especially with everything that went down with the Reapers as well. Because OC, those guys are like my really good friends. IC, they were like, I don't even know what they are to Agni.
You were their antagonist.
I still am. How dare you?
You are there.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be interesting. I think I'm gonna be in a very interesting mental space. So I think it's gonna be a strange one. I think the telling's gonna be quite nice. I think the way that I would want to do Keys's telling would be quite, like you say, Bung, like a little bit low key and quite intimate. I don't know.
I think with Gellert, because he was such a well-known character, it had to be a big thing because he knew so many people. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I think the people that should be at my telling would be the close friends, the close circles. Obviously, the Ashbourne will be there.
Yeah,
I'd hope the ones that are at Anvil anyway this summit. And then just a handful of other people will do it at the camp. Just a much more sort of intimate thing, and sort of, well, as all telling should be, like a celebration of the person's life. I mean, it'll be maybe a sad occasion, but it's not there to make people sad. It's there to appreciate what that person brought to the world, should we say.
Okay, and we've kind of covered the second half already.
That's great.
Yeah, part two. We explained that earlier, that I'm going down more of a physicky route with the touch of priesting. I'm definitely not going back towards Senate. Doing the proxy for the year, I mean, I did enjoy parts of it, but the Senate game is not for me. That's one thing. It was quite nice to do that as a proxy, to realise that this isn't my game. Like I say, I enjoyed elements of it, but some of it I just found a bit not my thing.
Exactly. Next question. Which one do you want to do, Bungle?
I guess this is the one I have to ask. Let's ask the one from Liberty. Your now boss.
Yes.
What's your favourite Empire memory of the year, and what are you looking forward to coming up for your character?
Ooh.
My favourite Empire memory of the year. Hard to say for the past year because it's been filled with a lot of death. I mean, doing Gellert's telling that's the first time I've done that amount of people for public speaking. So that was quite a memorable moment. And to know that I could do that sort of public speaking was quite good. and then
You did
stepping off
really
stage
well,
and coughing
dude.
up blood was even more fun.
It was good, and it was very dramatic. Like and also listening to other people's perception of it, like on the Larps and Tarps episode where they didn't really know what was going on. And yes, Otis may or may not have been in the Portaloo when it happened. he's Otis to me.
So good.
Otis, Owen, Gilbert. I don't even know what Alex would call you, Ian. But yeah, I think it was interesting, and I think it's like it was
the unnamed one.
I think it's like it's a testament to you because you were so nervous going into that telling, weren't you?
Yeah, I was bricking it. The week before, I was very, very nervous for it. I don't sleep for a long amount of time anyway, but I was getting even less sleep than I normally do, just because I was very nervous leading up to it. But then the event came and it was like it went off without a hitch, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also, and I was reflecting on this a lot last event, like it's actually like for a small group of people who've come together, and obviously some of us knew each other outside of LARP, but others didn't, and we've kind of sort of learnt the game together, and as I say, like some of us have had power at different points in different ways, but I feel that there is something that it is to be Ashbourne, and the way that we've all like we support each other, OC and IC, and it all just kind of works. I'm very proud of it all. Like in both OC and IC, I think like it's like going into doing the telling. I think we were all really sort of supportive of each other, and you really killed it, Bung. You were fantastic, and it was just really cool, kind of working with you on the side, Millie, sort of talking about it. And trying to work on the pacing of what we wanted and when. I think it was like, as much as it was a celebration of Dave and Gellert, it was also a celebration of like what we can achieve. You know what I mean? The kind of things that we can do, that we can make a thing that's really based around us in a way, which is like a spectacle is maybe not the right word, but it's a thing that exists in the nation that that people beyond the nation even want to come to. I think that's actually quite awesome, right? Like I wouldn't necessarily have thought when I started LARPing I would be ever able to do something like that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. Oh God.
How about you, Millie? What's your memory?
I think so. In terms of things that stand out to me, it was looking at the oh God, what's it called? The Suddenly Through the Black Gates, Whispers. It was last event on the Sunday. Was it on the Sunday? No, on the Saturday. And witnessing two Whispers through the Black Gates. One was for Kostya, and the other was for a Dornish person. They talk about it on the Larps and Tarps episode because it was a friend of Tristan's. So a friend of Morgan's, and I think that was a side of emotional sort of stories in Anvil that I'd never seen before. I'd never seen that ritual be cast. So that was really good. I think in terms of like Agni's personal moments, oh God, I don't even like. To some extent, I think it's just the experiences, like watching the Talus and Uncle Nietzsche play. Was that at E1?
Oh, that was great.
It was so good.
That was so good.
That was.
Yeah.
That is one of mine for sure. Like that is. I don't know if I'll ever top that.
It's incredible.
Really. Like, that's crazy.
But yeah, I think that one's definitely mine, and just watching all my friends be like incredible and wonderful, and the like eel milking, but spending any time that I'm with all of my friends together is great.
Yeah.
And also seeing as Liberty asked the question, being the proxy to the Senator of Herkinia. Oh my God, no, wait, seriously, just thinking about it. The first time I sat in the Waystone Path camp and was offered a free sausage and also like that. Oh my God. No, best time ever.
Amazing.
But yeah, how about you, Ian?
Yeah. So I think the play was amazing. Like to be able to be on the side of a play that is being performed about your character, and to be able to respond in real time to the thing while there's a huge crowd. It was such an outrageous experience. Like, to have the actor like be introduced to me, and they're like, they just want to kind of get a vibe of who you are, and I'm just like, I hand them some bubbles, I do a spin, I say, I think you've got the idea, and I walk off. Is just like, and they absolutely nailed what it was to be Talis. That was incredible. It was so good. What a wonderful experience. Other than that, in a other sort of dramatic swerve would probably be last event. The sort of moment of kind of intense RP with Darius was really good fun.
Oh yeah, that was
to go like heavy on like emotional sort of role play. Him like pulling me round to a point of view, and us kind of coming together was really, really good fun. That was great. But yeah, those two moments probably the highlights.
It's been a really good year. I think it's been a very good like year for emotional growth, and also just RP in general, and the whole LARP culture in general. It's been really good. Next question from our very own John Kidd, Caddock. Miss you.
Miss you, dude.
Miss you very much, dude.
Is there a part of the Empire game that intrigues or excites you, which you're yet to explore?
Probably like the Magic game. I haven't touched that at all. It'd be quite interesting to have a look at it. But yeah, I know people who have done it, and some people do like it, some people don't. But yeah, that would be probably the next thing I'd try, is probably go down the Magic route. Or my ultimate plan of running a sausage and beer hall in the league.
That would be good. I think like after trying the Magic game at Curious Pastimes, I don't think personally the Magic game would be for me, but I do want to go into Eternals. That's something I really want to go into explore, because especially hearing about like encounter tents and all of that stuff, I want to give it a go.
For me, I think probably trying to go for some kind of position to like have like responsibility, because that doesn't necessarily have to be like a hat necessarily. Like when I was captain of the Archers, there was something that it was to be that. It's kind of strange, like in many ways I don't feel I need that anymore, but at the same time it would be fun to, I don't know, kind of maybe experience the kind of things you're doing, maybe proxy, or potentially if I do get my way house built and people deem that I should have it for a while, like operate that. But yeah, like I guess that sort of thing. I kind of, again, I feel like I'm quite fortunate. I can kind of float around the field quite a lot and get to do a lot of the things. Like I get to do the fighting, I get to do the sort of prancing around, I get to do like going into places and having like a fun time, and yeah, I feel I can engage with most pillars of the game if I want to, so I feel very fortunate in that respect. So I'm sorry, that's a bit of a cop-out answer really, but
it's not at all. Like, just because there's an element of the game that you haven't personally gone into doesn't mean it has to interest you. Like, I think it's good.
Yeah, like I'm not particularly interested in the Magic game, or like, and with the religion game, the thing I enjoy doing in the religion game is talking to people.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest with you, Talis kind of does a lot of guiding, if you like, just through the way he speaks to people, like the way he talks.
Yeah.
And it's got, it doesn't require, in a sense, like a religious skill. He is just I guess, a religious person in his own sense, right? Or his belief in the way. And it's like, I don't actually feel I need to go into any of those kind of pillars of the game to get what I actually enjoy out of them. Again, I feel very fortunate in that respect. So
next question.
Should we go to Tom's?
Oh yeah.
It's a two-parter from Tom. So I'll start with the second part, which is, do you know the Muffin Man?
Never heard of him.
The Muffin Man?
No idea. Or do I? But or does he? And the first part, though, is if you guys were each to make a character based in the world of the Empire, to get you out of your comfort zone, what kind of character and which nation?
I think I would definitely, like, in terms of culture shock, I think I would be Urizen, because I am a hugger. so in order to put me, out of my comfort zone, take away my ability to be like, hello, my name's X, give me a hug. So like in terms of that, definitely Urizen. I think in terms of gameplay, definitely like Virtuous, like do the religion game as we were just talking about, because that's something that like personally I just know I get so uncomfortable when it comes to religious RP. So yeah, I think a Urizen priest that does spells is like, oh god.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know what? Actually, that is nailed on. Like that'd be tough. I don't know though. I do really like Urizen. I think I could have a lot of fun there. And obviously I like Talis is half Urizen, which is kind of a fun part of it. And I've had a great time visiting the nation. I think for me, probably going like sort of hard economic game.
Oh yeah.
Which I know I'm kind of touching on slightly because I'm trying to get like this thing built, but I'm trying to build it while still sticking to the sort of both my kind of OC principles of like, not gaming too much, but also the sort of the IC like sort of Talis has fun while he does these kind of things. But like I think if I went to try and be like somebody who is like heavy business orientated, that would be something that's quite out of my comfort zone. So that maybe then in like Highguard maybe doing that. I actually do like Highguard quite a lot as a brief. I just think being like hard economic game in Highguard would be quite different to maybe what
Talis is.
I do. Yeah. How about you?
For me, I mean, like I was mentioning earlier, with the telling being like one of the largest bits of public speaking I've ever done. To get myself out of my comfort zone would probably be going down the routes of like a Leaguish Troubadour.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Oh, dude, you'd actually be I reckon you would really surprise yourself. I reckon you'd be really good.
So that sort of thing, probably.
I would listen to you every day of the week. I think it'd be great.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right.
But yeah, either probably something like that, or because I'm can be quite a reserved person until I know people properly. So being anyone who's very outspoken about things, that'd probably also be quite out of my comfort zone. So anything along those lines of being a very shouty person would probably be again out of my comfort zone.
Who knows what this year could bring, or E4 or anything else. Right, next question.
Let's go for Daniel Wild. He's asked a few questions. We'll grab a couple of them.
We will rapid fire them.
Yeah. So, question 1. What would be the end of the year on a high note goal for E4?
God.
I appreciate this may be hard to answer due to active game. My new character survives the event.
That's a noble goal, Bug.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Yeah, please do survive the end of the event. I can't take any more death.
Oh my god. Yeah. I think I'm intrigued to see how the Reapers respond to everything that's gone on with that. Like this isn't even Agni game. This is just watching other people's game. Like I want to see how the world responds to that, because I've been hearing so many rumbles, which I'm really excited to watch come out. I think that's going to be really good.
I think actually that's quite high on my list as well. Like seeing all the repercussions of that. Because of the relationship our characters have, especially in this moment, I think that's very important.
Daniel's second question. What was the most random thing you witnessed in Anvil this year? Eel milking is always a random thing to witness. I've seen it twice and it's still great and still very fucking random.
I think I watched someone get hit in the head with a wheel of cheese.
Probably in the marches as well.
Yeah.
The Marches is a wonderful place.
Dancing on a table in Highguard would probably be mine.
What the fuck? When did you do this?
That was... I can't even... Literally, I was very, very drunk.
You drunk at bar? Don't be rude.
It was... we'd been following Silgo around, playing some music and dancing and having a great time. And I ended up... we went to this place that had actual proper furniture. And we were dancing on top of the chairs and dancing on the tables and stuff. It was so good. I loved it.
Question 3. Since you mentioned sandwich recipes, what combo of ingredients surprised you as being a tasty sandwich?
Oh, I'll tell you one for now that I did at Eldritch. So bear with me, dear listeners. This is quite a list. You've got cheese, 2 types, soft cheese as the spread, and cheddar cheese. Then you got tandoori chicken, which you buy pre-cooked from the supermarkets. Tomatoes, no cucumber this time because I forgot that was in the cooler. And then tandoori chicken, a bit of lettuce, bit of pizza salt from our good friend Maximilian, the salt baron. And then a bit of Maximilian's jam as well.
Ooh.
So this, I think this kind of goes with the chicken and the pear thing that we explored last summit, Ian. But mixing,
oh my gosh,
my god, yeah, so good. But having a little
that
bit
was
of a
great,
sweet
by the
treat
way.
in a sandwich.
Dude, the pear.
The pear.
I felt very big and very clever.
It's a good thing, man. Like, oh god,
You indulged me, and I was very pleased for it. You were great.
Dan's 4th question: where do you want to see the Ashbourne this time next year? Hopefully in one piece.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah, right?
we have been dropping. We've been dropping like flies.
At this rate, it would just be Caddock in the centre, Caddock
Oh
and Quill in the centre of a room, just like sat, like being like, where did they all go?
I feel so bad for Caddock being away, getting letters to inform him of everyone who's been dying.
Have you guys sent some letters as well?
Well, I haven't because
I'm
I don't know Caddock.
gonna do it tomorrow. I'm working on it.
So I sent him this because obviously, for those that don't know, Caddock, who's played by the amazing John, he's currently in Japan, having an awesome time out there. We love you, John. But the whole point that we're kind of role playing with is that he's like our man in Sumar, and so he's like a sort of spy in some sort of spy network out there. So I kind of RP'd it, like the letters I sent him are actually like coded letters. So I had this whole thing of like actually what he gets sent is like a painting.
Oh
and
my
it's
god,
like
that's
these,
so cool.
It's these trees, and each tree is the number of branches on the tree in like a section is like will build up the word basically. And he's kind of sitting there, kind of like decoding it all, and then that is the letter that I sent him, which is informing him about the sheer quantity of people who are being killed.
Yeah.
And then he sent me a letter back, and it's like he's basically like Batman out there. It's the way that we're all RPing it, right? Like, I am vengeance. But not in the heretical sense. Yeah, it's cool.
I feel for them so much. Like, I was talking to some of the friends that I have that can't come to E4, and I'm very lucky in the fact that I have never missed an Empire since I've started coming. I would get such bad FOMO. Yeah,
I think the only ones I've ever missed was a couple in our first ever years of going to Empire.
Yeah. But either way, we hope that we'll all still be here this time next year.
Yep.
It'll all be fine. And on that note,
go wrong.
next question.
Next question.
It's your turn to pick the question. Millie.
Well, I think from Abby, my dear friend Nims Noms, other messenger services are available. If you were to receive a Nims Nom delivery, what type of letter and cake would you want? For context, anyone who doesn't know, Nims Noms is a Navari service where you get to pay Nim to run a letter to whoever you need within the Empire, and they'll deliver it with a smile and a bit of cake.
Head over to the Brittlebone camp.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, like we said, we're not advertising for any specific thing.
No, it's literally just because they are amazing.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. No, like I know Abby from like more recently Eldritch. It was like there, and also they were a live-in NPC for Flying Lead Nightmare, and oh my god, she's just incredible. I love her so much. I have so much love for her.
Amazing RP.
Yeah.
Their camp setup and like their kit and staging of the whole thing is like so good.
Yeah.
It's like it really has an awesome vibe, and the so cute little posters they have advertising Nims Noms.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's just, they're adorable, dude.
And loyalty cards. Ugh.
Oh my word.
I actually, I was going to try and send a letter with Nims this time. I think I'm going to actually try and find them and get it done.
So, originally, when I got my detracting review from Xandros, which is Angus's new character, I was going to send a Nims Nom in response, but it ended up leading, like, I met another player, and it ended up being, like, incredibly good play doing it that way, but it was certainly an option on the table. Yeah, but a cake, ooh. You know what? I'm not a chocolate cake guy. I'm very... I think I like my fruity cakes.
I was going to say the
for me,
same.
I think a lemon cake.
Yeah.
Lemon drizzle.
Oh my god,
cake.
lemon drizzle is so good. Okay.
Ooh, don't tempt me, Frodo.
Yeah, right. Controversial opinion. So best cake I've ever had in my life, lemon with raspberries. So like,
oh no, that is legit.
Oh my god, it's so good,
legit.
so good. And also, slightly disgusting turn of things, and you'll find out why my sandwich combinations are so weird. I made for my dad once a Marmite drizzle cake.
What? That's not
I
for
can
me.
see that working. I'm a big.
He's
Marmite
obsessed
fan.
with Marmite. Like, that man will eat Marmite by the teaspoon. Like, he's insane. But he's also my father, so it makes sense.
I was doing peanut butter and Marmite on toast long before Marmite came out with their pre-mixed jars, and everyone called me a weirdo.
I'm not even a huge peanut butter person, to be honest with you. I find it's just a bit dry, and you end up just getting gummed up. But there you go.
As for the type of letter, anything, any post, as long as it comes with a nice bit of a lemon drizzle cake or something.
Yeah, like a letter that says, "Here's an awesome cake." Would be nice. Like, yeah, dude, like that would be so lovely.
I mean, I had the intention of using Nims Noms during the blood games we were doing.
God.
With,
that would have been cool.
Chris's lot, but unfortunately, before I got a chance to, Chris's character was poisoned, because I was just going to send one to him just saying, "Enjoy the cake." It's certainly not poisoned. Then just say blood games at the bottom of it.
I think that's what didn't Chris do the same thing to Gellet?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yes, but I don't think he didn't use Nims Noms. He just got someone to give him a letter.
Yeah.
With a cake.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think I also that during that blood games was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good fun.
What kind of letters would you want with your cakes? Have you gone on to that bit? I had to run away.
I no idea, to be honest. Probably some sort of invite to some sort of lovely party.
Oh, dude, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be very good. Yeah, like an invite or some like not necessarily even to a party. Actually, what about like an invite to like have a portrait taken or something?
Oh my god!
You know what
yes.
I mean? Like something like
yes.
a bespoke experience that you've been invited to. I think that would be very nice. Yeah, that's something that would be really fun. Like, somebody would like to take your image, Agni.
Oh my god, yes. Actually, talking of images, I have an image that is going to be in a slightly reputable
this is amazing
magazine. I'm so excited for people to see it.
Do you want to say, or are you gonna keep it yourself? Is it Discover and
Play?
Play?
Found out and play.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, Discover and Play. There's going to be some. I'm very excited for it. One thing I will say is don't look too hard at the notes. I certainly have been. But yeah.
So good.
I think for me, if I wanted a letter from Nims Noms and it came with a delicious cake, firstly, any letter that comes with a cake, I'm doing exactly what it says in the letter. Like, hey, Agni, go down this dark alleyway and wait for the strangers with the knives to come towards you. Like, I'd be absolutely anything for the mysterious cake giver. I'm very much like Gellet in the way that if you offer free tickets, free cake, anything, I will do. Like, oh my god, I can't say I will do anything for free tickets and free cake.
Yeah.
That's bad. Only noobs content here. But I will be led astray very easily with free tickets and with cake.
Amazing.
Well, should we go to the next question?
Yay.
I think it's Ian's turn to choose.
Okay, let's go for Aaron Maxwell Parsons' question.
The Salt Baron themselves.
If you could take one rule from another LARP you've attended and bring it into Empire, what would you pick? Also, if you could make any flavour of salt, what would you make?
Ooh.
Now, I want to know firstly which question you think about more. The salt question's quite interesting.
Salt wise, I'm a big fan of salt that I really love and use in pretty much every food type when I'm cooking is smoked salt.
Oh, that's a good choice, actually, Bung.
Smoked salt is good.
Yeah. So something along those lines. A nice smoky salt with perhaps even a bit more umami to it as well.
I think maybe like a tomato salt. I don't know, like a, because I know that they did sriracha. I'm not a fan of like spicy. Like I do like spicy food, but not spicy salts. So I think if there was like a sweeter tomato.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking like a honey barbecue kind of, like a honey smoky barbecue, right?
Yes,
Would be
my
really
God.
nice.
Yeah. I don't know how that would work. I don't know
how that would
salt.
work. That sounds like wild alchemy. That sounds like
oh my God. It's a cut to Ian making a salt like contender, and he's literally just mixing salt and honey.
And I end up like Percy from Blackadder, and I'm like, I've made finest green.
I'm surprised Talis isn't trying to make the finest green anyway.
I am the finest green, I'll have you know.
Green and gold as all things should be.
As all things should be. But no.
As for one rule from another LARP.
I think it wouldn't work in Empire, okay, but one thing I loved about Flying Lead, and obviously bear in mind the number of other LARPs I've attended is limited, so I'm going to use Flying Lead, was the combat system of you react how you perceive you get hit, right? And I don't think you could do this in a fest LARP in that kind of way, just because of the quantity of people and especially the chaos of a massive battle.
Yeah.
But if in fantasy land, if we're removing all things in a perfectly kind of safe environment or whatever, it would be so good, right? Like, I mean,
more cinematic sort of thing.
Yeah, but like in cinematic in ways which isn't reliant on like, set rules in that sort of sense, where everybody understands the brief.
Yeah.
And abides by it and is of the same vibe. We're all in some vast mind meld where we can make that happen. It would be amazing, dude. I mean, I remember, like, I've told this story before, but I was rolling around on the ground with this guy trying to stab me, and I was reaching for my discarded drinks canteen in Flying Lead, and I picked it up and I just mimed bonking it on the side of his head and went and made the sound dong, and he just went stiff in my arms and collapsed beside me, and I was just like, that was amazing. Right? Absolutely top tier RP.
Yeah, I had a moment in Eldritch with the close combat, and it was amazing because like we've spoken about it before, I get such bad anxiety when it comes to battlegrounds and stuff like that, and getting up close and personal with someone. And on this one, I had a we'll talk about it when we get round to doing the Eldritch episodes, but there was someone getting mauled by someone. Ooh. And I was literally like one of the only people around, and so I like had close contact with that creature, and like I did I mimed stabbing them and like then slit them in the throat, and it was like one of those things where the crew were like, you have not done the right amount of strikes for this, but you have also just slit my throat. And the way that they died and like went down, and I took like 4 creatures down on my own, and I was so proud of myself. Like those kind of moments where you have that kind of combat with those kind of rules, like you say with the cinematic, is so rewarding, and so just fucking cool. But it, like you say, it probably wouldn't work at Empire because there's just too many people.
No, I think that's probably, it's not ideal for fest LARPs. It's good for the sort of small scale stuff that you do get with the, I mean, like, well, I'm probably the same, but like with Flying Lead, it would be that whole cinematic feel to things rather than you've done this, that, and the other. It's like, now I'm this. Yeah. It's more like, oh, I've literally just been shot at. Oh, that's smacked me right in the arm. I need to get that arm sorted. I can't raise it. I can't use my weapon. Stuff like that. Or like the way I died at the most recent nightmare was being shot, and I took it as if I'd been shot through the neck.
Oh my God, yeah.
So lying on the floor, gurgling a bit.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys though, but when I do try and bring as much of that, like just for my own hit taking when I'm playing in Empire, when I get hit,
like, to be honest with you, sometimes if someone gets me with a really good strike, I can almost take more hit points off myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go down if somebody, like, actually gets me with some good, clean strikes, even if, like, because it just feels right.
Yeah.
Like, it feels cinematically correct.
Yeah.
That, like, I just got properly, like, I remember in a battle a couple of, well, I think it was last year, but I kind of dove in, like, stay with me to somebody, sort of threw them out the line, and I just got crunked on the back, and I was just like, that hit was just like, I was completely defenseless, completely powerless. Like, it makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm going down. I mean, and bear in mind, I'm wearing like heavy armor and stuff and things, but it just made sense in the context of how the lines were moving and how I was getting hit. It was like, yeah, dude, like, you got me good. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying everybody should play that way, but that's just like, sometimes I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it's all like flavor for that specific person, isn't it? Like, a lot of people benefit from a very strict hit point system. A lot of people benefit from the cinematic one. I don't know. Are there any rules from Beyond Ragnarok, Bung, that you would bring into Empire?
Oh god, it was so long ago since I played that. I mean, because there's a whole crafting and gathering thing in that.
Oh yeah, I love gathering mechanics. It's so good.
Where basically there's areas you go out to gather where you are at risk of being attacked. So you're going out into these areas to pick up like the resources you need to craft the runes or materials to make weapons or repair things, and then you basically, with that stuff, you take that into their god, then stamp your cards, and then you go back a bit later after a certain amount of time has passed.
Yeah.
To get the worked on items from them, and then if you're doing something like weapon works or like weaponsmithing, you have to RP. So there's actually like in the main hall, and also there was one within actual art area in Svartalfheim, where someone actually had a LARP safe.
Nice.
That's cool.
For doing work on. So there's all that sort of stuff, and doing, rather than like literally you get given your resources at the start, and then so like if you're doing something artisan at Empire, you do it in your downtime. Here it's like you go out, you go find things, you get those things worked on during the event, and you do that stuff during the event. You RP the whole process rather than just, I've got this, I send it off, I'm doing it in downtime. So having that sort of system again wouldn't really work on a fest-sized LARP of Empire, where you've got thousands of people in the field. I mean, I don't know how many people are artisans at Empire, but imagine the queues at God if people were doing this sort of thing there. I mean, it'd be like, it's a brilliant and beautiful system to have, like, to getting that additional bit of RP and to actually make the stuff. But yeah, it wouldn't work at a large fest, but would be a great thing to have.
Here's an interesting one, and this isn't from a setting I've played, but this is just from hearing you guys talk in other episodes. What about like fate coins from The Witcher? And having like that idea of like, you can be rewarded by the ref team if you're perceived to be doing particularly good stuff, and that fate coin is like a kind of like a gimme, right? Like it's like and if you could turn that in somehow. But it's like they're quite rare and things like that. But they're kind of the purely RP boons that you get from like good RP that adds to game. If you could be like rewarded in some way, that'd be kind of fun. I'm not sure I don't know,
because like with the way the downtime mechanics work in Northern Kingdoms is you need fate coins. Like, you don't need them, but fate coins are used to help in situations. Like, I used it to help increase my bleed out, but Dave and I myself have also used it in my downtime to help with certain events in the downtime and stuff. I don't.
But you can use it in game.
So I used it in game when I was dying and I was bleeding out.
Oh, I see.
I think it would be cool to get some kind of like. It's going to sound weird, but like a nice little pat on the back for good RP. But I think you kind of get that from the reactions with people around you.
This is true.
I think.
Like a positive version of the trauma card.
Like, well, you could maybe get like aura bonuses or something. Like, get a ref that witnesses it and then like gives them an aura kind of like what's it that priests
cool.
do with the little areas of effect.
Like a hallowing kind of thing.
Like maybe like a personal hallowing or
Hallowing
something. That'd be quite
stuff,
cool. You could have
fun.
like
heroic
you could have
hallowing
you could have refs as live-in Eternals, like walking around the battlefield, and then being like, "Witness me." That would be really cool. But again,
That's
I don't know
fun.
the scope for Empire.
Yeah,
I think one thing that I witnessed at Curious Pastimes, which again I haven't done the episode for, it's coming, everyone, I promise, is the way they do monstering is really interesting, because at Curious Pastimes you have in-camp encounters, so you have attacks in your camp, and and again, there are safe spots. Like if you're inside a tent, they're not going to come for you in the tent. But it was certainly a much more like interactive way of doing stuff. And it made monstering a lot more fun. Like, not saying that it's not fun at Empire, but it's very very rigid, isn't it? Like, you only monster on the battlefield for this period of time. Whereas at Cooper, you could monster like pretty much as you wanted. Like, you could go up to the monster area and be like, hey, I want a monster for a little bit. You had your set times as well, and then you had your big battle monster as well. But it was really fun because I got to go into the main area, the main like communal area of the world, and do this really cool encounter, and then do a non-aggressive encounter and things like that. Like, I really enjoyed that, and to some extent they did do it at E3 with that call out for Navari volunteers.
Yeah, it's quite rare. I mean, because they have, like with the skirmish team, I think they actually recently, maybe even today, put out a post asking for more people to join the skirmish team. And I understand the approach of wanting to have people sign up for, a long amount of time. And, because I think you have to sort of commit to a certain number of events or anything. I don't want to quote it wrong, but there are certain... It's more than just what you're describing, basically. And I think there are advantages and disadvantages to both approaches. But I do like the idea of... And again, it's all just personal flavours of ice cream that you like. But I do like the idea of having that more freedom to sort of explore crewing for players, and to invite people into the tent
it's really cool. I think it'd be quite good. But I certainly did feel. Yeah, I mean, but also question. The Cooper event that I went to was a 4-day long one, so it allows more time for stuff. When you've got a 3-day event, like all of the Empire ones, it does mean that you've got less time. So dedicating more time to monstering probably wouldn't work. But yeah, I think other than I really like the idea of gathering at Empire though. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I say
no, you'd also have people probably trying to hog all of the resources, right?
Yeah, the great thing is also at Ragnarok, if you're carrying the resources, you're carrying a laminated card like A5, and that can people can attack you and take that from you. It's PvP allowed.
Ragnarok.
So.
Oh, cool.
I think so. Yeah, people could take the stuff from you or like mug you basically. Unlike Empire, mugging's not allowed.
That's cool.
Stuff like that. So.
I have a mixed feeling about crime, but anyway, carry on. Yes, next question.
Yeah. Next question. Let's go from the wonderful Chloe of Larps and Tarps. Question 1: Agni's next marriage. Question 2: Is Agni free for dinner?
Well,
I think your little giggle when you heard.
Hey, now that's my future wife you're talking about. How dare you? I think
He's is barely cold.
Oh God! I mean, I don't even know. You like with Agni's next marriage. I think she's kind of done.
To be fair, I think a gap is perfectly permissible. There's no rush. I know she's a chaos monkey, but there is no rush.
Yeah.
Does she have to get married again in order to have fun? ? I don't even know. Like, it's like one of those. I love Neve so much as a character, and I really love spending time with Chloe. I want to do it more because like just watching watching the Dread Shields in general have their game is so fun. And then watching them on the battlefield is insane.
So fortunate to be camped next to the Dread Shields. Like, what a cool group of people.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time in their camp last summit.
We have a really awesome section of the Navarre camp. Like,
yeah, we're very lucky. And then I am free for dinner, but in traditional Millie style, I am turning up late on the Friday.
So it would be candlelit then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, candlelit dinner. Say where?
I could provide one cupcake each.
Oh my god, one cupcake each. And also, there are some people doing late night burgers in the marches until 11:30 at night. I'm just saying. It may or may not be an establishment that we know very well.
Very good.
Oh yeah. So late night burger date with Agni and Neve. Yes, please.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Next question, shall we?
Yeah, I think it's your choice now, Millie.
Oh yeah, I think
there's only 2 people left.
Yeah, we've got James's question, right? So, if your characters, or recently deceased one, sorry, Vungle, suddenly found themselves to be Dornish nobles, what would their personal heraldry be and why? Ooh,
well, hilariously, Keys and by matter of being brother, Gwithian, their mother's actually Dornish already. That's the reasoning behind why I've got the Fleur de Lis tattoo on my forearm. So it would probably be something along the lines of the Fleur de Lis. Very typical Dornish sort of a symbol. Yeah, that and for my Navarre heritage of my father, probably daggers.
That would be cool. Like you could have a flower with all of the knives and stuff, which I find like the fleur de lis being like really like delicate and intricate with a lot of like upper class French, and I could be getting this all wrong, so please historians correct me, but I just love the contrast of like having this really traditionally noble flower with all of the like stabby murder monkeys, which we as Navarre definitely aren't. That would be really cool.
Shifty eyes me.
How about you, Millie?
Oh god, I think for Agni, she would definitely have a quill. I think she would have. So like a notebook and a quill would be that, and then I think maybe the quill would be writing in blood, given all of the death that she's had recently. Like,
oh gosh, yeah.
How
so you would go like the
would
Gothic
be,
Dawn style?
Oh my god, yeah, no, like emo hardcore LARP. Why not?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think that would be really cool. I think Agni of last year would be all flowers and rainbows, and she's having a lovely time. So it would be the notebook and the quill, and maybe the vines around it because she's a healer. Agni of this year, notebook, quill, blood. Like character progression, everybody.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian?
I'm already guessing Talus's. I've got an idea in my head. I want to know if it's the same.
So for heraldry, Bubbles would with a lizard. I would have Ifan with bubbles all around him. I think, to be honest with you, Talus could probably quite easily dip into being a Dornish noble. In terms of temperament and stuff, but I do like this, and it's a little bit. There are some potential plans for future characters. I am thinking Dornish. I am. There are plans. There are wheels within wheels that are working away.
Oh my god!
And so yeah, I can't say too much, actually.
That's quite exciting though. Like I always, I love. I've been thinking about backup characters recently, and I was like, everybody that I've talked to is like, oh, if Agni dies, you're going to become a Reaper, right? I was like, no, no, thank you very much. Not because the Reapers are bad or anything, but just because I just don't think I don't suit red and black. They're not my colours.
I think sometimes it's like when you kind of think about it, you kind of know what you want, like in your head, and sometimes that doesn't like people, it's easy to assume that means you join X group or Y group, but it's in reality, I think it's just like you'll kind of know when it happens and where you go. It kind of finds you in a Field of Dreams style. Build it and they will come.
And it's like a lot of people when they first start LARPing, and you get the messages quite a lot when they're like, oh, it's going to be my first time coming to Empire. I'm coming as a Navari. Are there any groups that I can join? And it's always really nice when people say, yeah, join our group. But I'm always a fan of, and a lot of people say this as well, so I'm not like an original person here, but I'm always a fan of turning up and then finding your people and joining the group. And that's what happened with me joining the Star Seekers and then the Entwined Pass and then me breaking off to be an Ashborn with you guys.
Yeah.
It makes for so much better game because you just end up talking to more people.
And like the fact that our story has evolved through each of those kind of transitions as well, exactly. Like that the way that we've got to interact is like really cool. Like you coming through that different sort of pathway. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. And then
there's a second part.
Oh yeah, the second one is pitch a nightmare event for any system. Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's have a think about this.
I mean.
Oh, what about who's the Spider Herald at Empire?
Halligan.
Yeah.
I believe.
What if you had like an Empire event where it was a soul? Like, again, it said any system. I'm just going Empire because it's on the brain. But what if you were the souls going through the labyrinth and you had, like, heralds coming and getting you? And, like, I don't know if they're, again, I'm not, like, au fait enough with the lore. But, like, what happened if, like, you witnessed and it could become, like, very, like, H.P. Lovecraftian where it's, like, all of your nightmares come, like, all of the wrong that you did in your life before you entered the labyrinth came. Like you had bleed from your other lives because you're all one soul, right? That would be really cool.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like something like that would be quite good. Again, Brain is on Empire mode at the moment, so just doing one where you are under, like a camp where you are under constant threat of Valorn.
Yeah, which that's kind of like a lot of the Area Light events, right? With I like
where basically any minute you could just suddenly be sworn by Valorn.
Yeah. And the Varushkan ones as well, because like the Varushkan lore is brutal, right?
Yeah. Very grimdark.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Maybe do.
I think.
Yeah. Go on, Ian.
I think for Flying Lead, maybe like embrace the either like John Carter from Mars or Cowboys versus Aliens vibe.
That would be cool.
And have like a ghost sci-fi cowboy, like. They've come to the Wild West and, you know, weird kooky stuff. I like the idea of like weird psychic powers and things as well. But like in that creepy Scanners kind of way where we blow people's brains up.
Yeah. I really like the idea of that. But like also, you know, the whole like stereotypical Martian abduction with the laser beams and the like you could this is major budget LARP right now. But you could do it inside a CQB site, so a close quarters inside a building. Rig the rafters with winches and get crew in amongst the characters and get them pulled up. So it looks like people are getting abducted around you. Again, I'm in work mode.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
That would be so good. You'd have to rig so hard, and you wouldn't be able to use stereotypical LARP sites really, but that would be really fun.
Or do it the other way around. So they're like, rather than getting like pulled up, you're getting pulled down. So it's like demons or something, and you'll go onto like a place and like it's like a trapdoor, and you just get like sucked through the ground,
God, yes.
like screaming.
I mean, this isn't us like pitching feasible LARP ideas now. This is just us.
No,
like...
this is not feasible at all. This is just like. Yeah.
I think I quite like the labyrinth one because you could do that on a small scale. That'd
be fun.
Yeah. And I like the Cowboys versus Aliens. That would be cool.
That'd be very fun.
Oh God, yeah.
A Last Stand, Rorke's Rift style against the Valorn.
Oh my God,
would be
yes.
fun.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, I was so scared of Nightmare after my first Flying Earth Nightmare, but I've really grown to love them. Like doing the Eldritch Horror one, and doing Oasis to a certain extent because it was a lot. I mean, it wasn't that scary, but there were horror elements to it. I really am beginning to love it. And I know that there's a post-apocalyptic LARP that I want to go to next year called Divided We Fall, which is like Last of Us vibes and things like that. That's one that I really want to go to because like zombies were my biggest phobia when I was growing up, like zombies and werewolves. So putting myself in those situations where I can deal with them, I think that's quite cool.
That is cool.
All right. Last question from the wonderful Matty of Shattersong Diaries.
Hello, mate.
So, first question: who has been your favourite guest to talk to? For me, the only time I've done one with a guest was the first ever episode I did on my own, which was with Matty and another general who I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. So I'll probably have to say Matty was my favourite guest to talk to.
She literally put a winky face after this question, so you played exactly into her hands.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Ian?
That's stretching quite far back now, going into like guests. I really enjoyed doing this does reach quite far back, but actually doing the crafting episodes with Caro was really good fun. Because this is back when we kind of really first started and they were janky and it was all like over I think it was over Discord back then. I genuinely can't remember how we even recorded it, but it was just really fun and just we kind of just did it because it was the friends hangout really, and we just happened to have a chat along the way, and that was just it was nice. It was just really nice little vibes, and we were both super newbie as well, like, so yeah. It's probably not a good episode, but it was just a really nice fun thing to do, and you know, just good friends, right?
And you guys, and then like talking about crafting and stuff, and I know it's on the YouTube channel, but doing your like can't craft won't craft video.
That was hilarious. I literally filmed that on my phone because I didn't have a webcam, so I had to find some way. It's that janky it was. I had to find some way to like rig my phone up as the webcam, but the thing was, doing that drained the battery too much. Like, it was even plugged in, my phone would actually drain the battery quicker than actually. So I had like an hour to shoot it each time before the camera just would randomly turn off. And so it was so janky, dude. But yeah, that was really good fun to do, right? Like, a lot of that stuff when we first started was like just quite raw and putting it out there. And that's nice, right?
It's
I enjoy
also
that.
Like the stuff that you are so proud of as well. Like I this might sound egotistical or anything, but like I keep listening back to certain episodes of this podcast and I'm like, oh, I'm really like proud of where we've come. And like it's amazing.
Dude. I love what you guys have done with it. Like, you guys have really, I think you've upped it in so many great ways. Like, but I mean, I listen to them all. I love it. I mean, just because I'm a filthy glut for podcast content for LARPs, so I do listen to quite a lot. We
are very lucky with the content creators that we've got in the LARP realms. It's so good.
We've got a great set of content creators, right? So I really like what you guys have done with it, actually. Couldn't be more pleased. Like, handing it off and seeing the ways you guys have run with it. And yeah, it's really good. Really, really good.
What about you, Millie? Your favourite guest?
I don't even know. I think I really enjoyed talking about LARPs. Like, obviously, I have also recorded some episodes with Matty that are not yet released. So we've got to say Matty for the sake of it, but I think I really enjoyed talking to Ian and to Nick and Alex about their LARPs and talking to people who are creating their own little their like little worlds and their own little like wonderful worlds that they thought up in their brains or they've adapted from things. It's great seeing all the passion come through. Like, that's really fun. So yeah, I think I'd say that. Which is a very diplomatic answer.
No, I think it's really interesting though, right? Because like, I mean, because more than me, Dave did quite a lot more of the interviewing when we were doing it, and he did a lot of what you do, Millie, which was like talking to the LARP creators and getting a lot more of that kind of, I guess, grander kind of view of systems and stuff like that. And I think that's like, I mean, as a listener, that like I enjoy listening to them.
It is definitely definitely different. I really like. I'm a chatterbox. I like talking to people, which is really nice. So yeah, I'd say those two were my favorite ones to record. Plus also anything with any of you guys, like Ian, like you're incredible to talk to, and you're not really a guest. You're always a host. Like you and Dave keep on talking about how you've handed off the podcast. It's not. The team's just got bigger. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I will keep dragging you back in.
It's great to be invited back. Actually, it's very touching. I remember like it was so funny. I listened back to the last episode we did together, and you get me to do the introduction, and you call me out on not doing the introduction correctly. And then the best part is, I still don't do the introduction correctly, even after you call me out, because I'm so rusty that I genuinely didn't know how to start an episode
we'll just have
anymore.
To get you back
it was
so
hilarious.
You can practice more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love doing it.
Yeah, I think that's all of our questions, isn't it? Oh my God, are there?
Oh no, there's more.
Well, Matty's got 5 questions. We got, what was your top event this year, Empire or otherwise? I have had a lot of fun at Empire this year, but Oasis was incredibly fun and silly to do. I think out of it all, I think Oasis probably tops for my favourite event of the year.
I think. There was Flying Lead this year. It was the finale of Flying Lead.
Yeah, the finale of Flying Lead was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The only thing that maybe tops that is like doing. Well, I don't think it does, and that's not in a negative way at all. But the Empire event with the play was just because the play was ridiculous as well. But yeah, the last event of Flying Lead was just preposterously good.
For me, it was. Oh God, I think it was Wome for me. Oh my God, it was so
Wome
good.
sounded really good.
I'm so excited to see where it goes next year. I think it's going to be really good. Yeah, I think that. But then also for character growth, Eldritch, which I haven't spoken about yet, which I will. I'm sorry. So Eldritch for like character stuff. Wome for generic like immersion and feel. I think that's those two are my favourites so far. What about you, Bung?
Cool.
Oh, Oasis. You're right. Sorry,
I said.
I was listening.
Yeah. I've actually done Empire and Oasis this year. Have been my only events I've done, I think.
Yeah.
So, question 3 from Matty. What's one new thing you learned about the Empire or at Empire this year? Dying can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. I think for me, and this was more confirmation of it, but I think this is true. And there's rules and stuff like that, but that's almost kind of boring answers, really. But like, that there's like becoming comfortable in a role that you're playing, and just not needing to pursue a hat or get things right, like that the role play can be perfectly justifiably the ends, and that you can have a very fulfilling, a very giving, a very enjoyable and immersive game just by existing, being a character who is enjoyable to inhabit the space of, was really nice. Like, this is like being Talis is like sort of super comfortable. Like, it's really comfortable RP. I never stop RPing basically, because it's just so easy to play as Talis. So I think that is like that sort of revelation of like, yeah, you can just role play all the time pretty much, and people are so like generous with the spirit of role play that they'll kind of
let you kind of enjoy and exude. It's really nice. So yeah, that just becoming comfortable.
I think it's definitely that, and I think as well, like something that I've learned is it's always worse in your own head, right? Like everything, like all of my insecurities and all of my things are always so much worse in my head, and then as soon as I talk about them with everybody, it's fine. Like one thing that I was always really scared of was the Black Scar camp. And I giggle about this now because I've got to know like Matty and Sol and Rizard to a certain extent. Like getting to know them more is showing me that again, like all of the insecurities that I have around things are just all in your own head. I think that you get inside it a lot more.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
And I think I'm so proud of you, Ian. Like I love your characters so much.
Oh well, I mean, I think it's like I said this before. I think genuinely, I'm very proud of the Ashbourne. I think like just it's sad that we're all dying, but it's you know, in a sense, but at the same time, what we've really played like some really good game. I'm really proud of it.
Game. It's great,
right? Like everybody as well, like Quill and Caddock and like Geller and like yourself, it's and Keys. It's just like friggin' awesome characters, dude. And like and really like importantly, like what a great and fun space that we all get to play and share in. Like the cool thing is we can all just sit at camp and generally just have like a really nice time together. Like as friends, but also as characters. I think it's great.
The biggest thing that I've learned at Empire this year is certainly that plot doesn't necessarily have to be game driven. Yeah, especially
you can make your own plot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I stopped pursuing plot a while ago, essentially, and to be honest with you, once I kind of let that go, like because I went for the thimble and some other things a few times, and I sort of pushed in a bunch of different directions. And that's not saying any of these things are bad. It's just it just wasn't quite for me. And then like some events turned a few ways, and Talus kind of became what Talus is, and I'm just like, why? What? Like, you know what I mean? Like the Talus is my hat. You know what I mean? It's just like
the best game that I have had is the game that it was entirely driven by me and my friends, and it's so much fun. And I think it's going to be really fun to see it all come to a peak this event. I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
So exciting.
But yeah.
Right.
What one food would you recommend?
Matthew's fourth question.
Well, everyone should have some cupcakes if they can manage to get them in time.
I think any of the in-character food stalls, like they are really upping their game. Like I was looking through the advertisement page today, and like the ramen, there's pizza, there's burgers, there was Waystone Wieners. There was the soup kitchen within the marches in E1. Like that, people are upping their in-character food.
I'm just gonna say though, when we're being camped next to Rambler's Rest, them pulling out the tomahawk steaks and the dumplings, like we were living peak life. Like I actually, this is the funny thing. I genuinely didn't know, because I'm so uncultured. I didn't know what a tomahawk steak was. I actually thought
you'll never go back.
I actually thought it was just like just a type of meat. Like it was as in like just, you know, like just a cut that you would get on a plate. But it was like when it was presented to me as this huge thing on a bone, I was just like, oh my word, I will never manage to eat this. And it was so tasty.
Yeah, oh my god,
hilarious.
So good.
Matty's final question: why are changelings?
Well, the fact, Matty, that you've had to ask that question means that you are not ready for the reply.
I think the correct response is why not change things?
Exactly. How dare you?
I can say that now.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're literally, both of you are changelings now.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I am the sole unlineaged.
Matty, you're not ready for the response, my love. You stay very much.
Find out in play.
Find out in play. Oh God. Oh, I can't wait to be in a field with you guys this weekend. It's gonna be so good.
Not long now.
It's not long now.
It's gonna be so good.
Love you guys.
I love you.
Love you too.
I'll tell you someone else that we love. It's our Patreon subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribes to our Patreon. It keeps us going. It pays for things like server upkeep and our podcasting hosting. So thank you so much, you guys. Without you guys, we literally wouldn't be able to keep on going. So every little helps. Thank you so much. Anybody who listens or comments on our podcast episodes, interacts with us in any way, it is incredible, especially when we ask for things like questions and answers like we did in this episode. Having you guys interact with us and give us so much to talk about, and also teach us about other aspects of the games that we wouldn't have thought about. You're all incredible. In particular from our Patreon, thank you so much to Reese. You know who you are. You know what you did. You're all incredible people, so we love you very much. If you want £15 off your first Empire ticket, please use one of the codes in the description below. It gives you £15 off, but also gives us £15 off. So it's very useful. It's very useful for us to keep our LARPing dreams alive, especially with such a busy LARPing calendar ahead of us next year. We love you all very much. Hey Ian, seeing as you need more practice, you want to say the words?
Can I?
Yeah.
All right. Strength to the Empire.
Strength to Navarre.